Hey Tano, this is Mako, and we're going to go over the top syndicate melees, in order as I found them useful. Now, at the top I would state the Syndicate Magister kind of rules. Why? Well, its innate effect is if you do a charging, melee attack as such, it'll do this spinning AoE effect that heals you, your allies, and removes status effects. Also, it protects you from status effects entirely. Now, one of the big factors that I found very useful in terms of using this thing is when you're doing a defense mission, if you hit and do enemies with this charging attack, it will heal the defense post, the cryopod, etc. That's pretty useful. There aren't many things that can do that, so keeping that in mind, having one of these on hand in defense type missions is rather effective. Plus, let's face it, bashing things with a mace is rather awesome. So as you can see, it triggers this kind of spinning AoE effect, and that's how you know the effect is procced. Overall, it's pretty fun. Plus, let's again face it, bashing things with the mace is fun. Okay, so in the number 2 slot for me is the Vacor Sidon. Now, I've been a big fan of Sidon, but overall I find the Vacor Sidon to be very balanced. It's strong, it's durable, you can set it up for maiming strike, you can set it up for status, critical, range, you name it. It's a very well balanced weapon. And overall I would say it is pretty much the top polearm in that effect, because with its bonus effect from, its syndicate, Steel Meridian, it gives you a radial blind effect similar to Excalibur. Now, how this works is you have to block 15 hits, and then a glowing light effect will appear at the tip of the Sidon as such. When the light has reached its peak at 15, you release the block and you do this blind effect to do finishers. Now, you can keep doing finishers, but overall, I don't find doing finishers to be too effective in lower levels. It's more useful in endgame, so I just kind of stick with maiming strike unless I needed to do such. So, blind's a bonus, but very balanced weapon. Okay, so next up is the Telos Boltus. As a Tonfa, I'd say they rank as number 1. Pretty fun straight up meleeing with them, or doing a sliding slash effect. So to proc its effect, you have to do a slide as such, and then do a melee strike. Now, besides that, it does have a nice knockdown slam attack, so if you go in midair and do a jumping slam, you can knock down a pretty good amount of enemies. Also, you can proc the slash effect in midair. I find this pretty fun on Zephyr. Fun weapon. Now, it's got synergy with Sarin if you want to try spore popping, but I'd say the Zenistar leads in that effect if you want to do a massive spore popping build. I built mine with range, maiming strike, and it seems to work pretty well. It does trigger life strike also if you do the sliding effect. So what I normally would do is as I see a group of enemies, I would start rapidly slide effecting, proc slash, and bleed. Then I would kind of come up and just start beating on them to finish for the kill, As a slash and whatnot is doing its effect, I then shred them. I also have Corrosive Bomb just to burn away armor. Overall, pretty fun weapon, very useful on really any warframe. Also remember, you can do it in midair. Okay, next up is the Rakkadak Daga from Redville. Yes, I said that with a little bit of an accent because I could. Anyway, it's the only syndicate that can actually use its syndicate's melee augment mod, which is kind of odd, but it's rather useful in terms of having Gleaming Bright to provide you with energy, Weeping Wounds to trigger its effect, and, Covert Lethality to just instant kill anything and feel like an OP, crazy, godlike warframe. Now, its effect is totally worthless on Inaro, so I would suggest not putting it on, because basically if you do a radiation proc and stab an enemy with it as such, and keep getting radiation procs with it, you will then get an overshield. As Inaros doesn't have an overshield, it makes it pointless on him. Now, if you do a lethal covert type strike like such, you get a nice bonus in your thing. It rapidly buffs up your overshield, so keep that in mind. Its kind of focus is stealth based, but useful still. Okay, next up is the Cyanoid Healing Core from our favorite Cephalon Syndicate. Now, overall, I find this hammer to be kind of meh. It's more useful than, say, the SECURA LECTA, which it didn't even make it into this. I don't find it useful. But the Cyanoid Helicore is useful in the chance that you can do some high status with it. I built it with Blast to be fun, but you can build it for Corrosive, anything, especially if you add, as I said, Weeping Wounds. A lot of these are really status-focused weapons, but its big effect is if you scan an enemy as such, it will then provide a clone. The only bad part is that clone doesn't last very long, so take that into account, Tenno. Thanks for watching. Hope to help.